All right, guys, it's time to do the PGA this week. Right here in my backyard, actually, the Valspar at Innisbrook, the Copperhead. This is one of the most difficult courses on the tour all season. I believe it's ranked third hardest of all the golf courses. I played it several times myself. You've got the Snake Pit, which is the finishing hole, 16, 17, and 18. Will totally eat these guys alive. So it's kind of it's a fun tournament. It's a tournament. Usually we don't get a lot of the big names, although this week we do have Dustin Johnson here. Defending two-time champion Paul Casey. He won this in 18 and 19. They did not play this tournament last year. Should be a really entertaining and interesting tournament. As always, I like to break it down and give you the best value plays that we have for a win, for a top 5, and for a top 10, so you can play these any way you like. I'm looking at DraftKings and FanDuel specifically because that's where most of you guys have access and have accounts, so I'm looking to find the best value I can at those sports books for those various bets. Of course, if you are a member at Sportsbet Army, you're going to have access to the 3-ball bets and matchup bets that I will have coming out tonight, tomorrow, all weekend long on this tournament, as well as every PGA tournament that we have this year. You will also get access to all the coaches and all the models that we have and the picks. Anthony, right now, one of the coaches over at the Sportsbet Army, is on an 18-4 run in the NHL, which is just absolutely sick. And you're going to want to get access to his NHL picks, his MLB. We've got NBA, everything going on. We've got props from Keg. So we've got a ton of betting going on. Go over there and sign up. There's a link below for you to do that. Use StatSational as your code and get a special 20 off on that subscription, as well as be on the lookout for the Sharp app, which is over my shoulder right there. It should be coming out mid-May, and we'll get more into what's going to be in that Sharp app, but you're going to want to download that for free and use that in your sports betting endeavors. All right, to win, I've got several golfers here, and we're going to risk, as always, somewhere around that 0.15 to 0.3 units. If you're new to this, we are betting on a to-win a unit amount, right? We don't risk one unit on these plays. These are always going to be long shots in golf. Even the favorite is a long shot. So the shortest price we actually have is Hatton this week. He won in Abu Dhabi this year. He was 18th in the Masters, playing fairly well. We've got Scottie Scheffler. You guys know, one of my favorites. We've been betting him for quite some time. I do think he's one of the rising stars here in golf. Henley has been playing well, 3rd in the Honda. He was 9th at the Heritage, and he finished 9th back in 2017 in this tournament. Answer, again, one of the young up-and-coming stars in the game. Grillo's just been on fire. He was 6th at Punta Cana, 2nd at the Heritage. Of course, we've got Palmer at 6,000 over on FanDuel. Streelman, 7,000 at FanDuel. Homa, 7,500 at FanDuel. If you'll notice, a lot of these are going to be at FanDuel. That's just where the great pricing was this week. Of course, it's always going to vary. I'm just looking for the value, but we're getting some decent value here. Specifically FanDuel, but some on DraftKings. We've got Glover. He's made 6 straight cuts. 4th at the Texas Open. He was 13th here back in 17. We'll round it out with Gooch, Griffin, Howell III, Gim, and you have Hadwin at plus 10,000, who was a winner here in 2017. So we've got, I think, a decent core group here of guys. We're only risking a little over a quarter of a unit on, how many guys do we have here? We've got 14 guys. Yeah, 14 golfers here, I think, all of which obviously have a shot to win. We're always do it like this. We're always kind of gunning for those top few choices on the board, and if they don't come in, of course, I think we have a pretty decent shot. So I love betting golf. I like taking that relatively small risk. Gives me some entertainment over the weekend. I could risk a quarter of a unit and watch these and watch my guys. Hopefully we get a few up top like we did at the Masters. Now for the top 5, of course, my risk is going to be a little higher. I've spoke about this many times. So some of these golfers are going to overlap with guys that I have in my to-win bets. And as I always say, you don't have to play them in each one of these categories. You can go ahead and just play these golfers to win, just play them to top 5, or divvy up your risk and divide it. If you're going to play a top 5 and a golfer to win, divide the to win amount. So if it's a 1 unit to win, just figure out what half a unit is. It's pretty much going to be half the number that I'm showing you here. And if you're going to play them in all 3, just divide those numbers by 3 as an example. Who do we have here that's popping up? We've got Glover. Okay, so if I took Glover in a to win. I've got him only at 0.013 units. If I was at $100 better, that'd be 1.3 units. So maybe I'd play $1 or $2 on Glover. But if I wanted to take him in a top 5, I've got him at 0.67 units. Let's call it $7 on $100 better. So that would be a $7 bet. But if I wanted to play both of them, maybe I would take $1 on the to win side, and I would take maybe a $4 bet on the top 5, something like that, and kind of divvy up my risk. Really important to do that, because we can get ourselves, I mean, in golf, it's real difficult to win these events, real difficult to cash. Anything where you're taking guys who are 20 to 1, 30 to 1, 40 to 1. Obviously, we don't expect to hit these all that often, so we want to be mitigating our risk. But just having a look here at the top 5 that I like here for value. Again, FanDuel kind of pops up here, but we've got some overlap on DraftKings and FanDuel with a couple of these. Hovland plus 490. We've got Palmer at 1100. Then down the line, Kirk, Homa, Glover, Charles Howell III again pops up. He was on my list as a to win. Howell is like the DFS machine on making cuts. Never seems to win. So if you wanted to just take him as a potential top 5, I'm going to have him in the top 10 as well. You want to take him there. He was pretty good value. Streelman plus 1600 and Davis plus 1800. Let's move on to the top 10. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of overlap here, so you're going to see some names that popped up earlier. Palmer, Hoffman, Glover, Homa, CH3, Moore, Gooch, Davis, Hoagie, Nesmith. Zach Johnson's a name that we're seeing for the first time. Plus 1,300, I think, is a great price here at FanDuel for a top 10 on Zach Johnson. He's had some success here in the past. List and long round out my top 10 picks. And we're risking about 1.47 units, about 1.5 units. And yes, you need to hit 2 of these golfers in order to make some money. Of course, if we just get crazy and we get 3 or 4 of these guys in, it becomes a great day. So if you do want to lower that risk, of course, knock off some of these guys. If you only have access to FanDuel, perhaps your risk here is going to be a little bit less. Certainly, if you only have if you only have access to DraftKings, your risk is going to be significantly lower than what I'm showing. And if you have access to neither, you're going to have to use your judgment here and look for prices that are really close to what I'm posting. I don't want you to stray too much, because again, we're betting numbers, we're not betting players. Anyone who's giving you players and not giving you numbers with it, they don't know what they're doing. They're definitely not a professional handicapper, and they're just kind of throwing out. Anyone could throw out Dustin Johnson to win a tournament, but figuring out where the value is how you get value in these videos. But guys, do me a favor and subscribe, because I've got a lot more information that's both educational as well as some free picks coming on this channel in the very near future. I think a lot of the educational stuff, while some of it right now that we have out there is pretty basic, we are building to some more advanced techniques. There's a video out now on variable betting that I think some of you may be interested in. And I've got a lot more videos coming out that are going to make you a more successful sports bettor and handicapper. So I think you're going to want to check that out. So go ahead and subscribe, as well as be on the lookout. We'll let you know, but the Sharp app is on its way. And for those of you who are not members of the Sportsbet Army, click that link below. Head on over to Sportsbet Army for more access, more picks, more coaching, and the models from our various sports coaches, sports betting coaches that are going to help you become more profitable. So until the next video, I look forward to seeing you guys. Let's make some money on this PGA this week. And for you Sportsbet Army guys, I'll get those 3 balls out to you tonight.